Hey guys, it is Adam from the Dimensional Gamer Squad here, bringing you with Beast Quest Beast Review Series 10. Man, we're already at 10. Master of the Beasts. I do need to say, that video that Reese uploaded the other day, I have no idea if he was actually being serious about that. He texted me saying he is. I thought it was an April Fool's Day prank, but looking at the date now, I'm losing my chances considering I'm recording this at 12 o'clock. So, welcome to my channel. So, the name might change, but I think I'm going to keep the name, despite there being only one person right now, to carry on the legacy, because like Reese said, he will still be on the channel, just not uploading. That's my job now. Thank you for the channel, Reese. It won't be the same without you. Please come back soon. I'm lonely. Now let's get into the beast review. We're going to start off with Noctilla, the Death Owl. Okay, fine. Stop. I need to say, Series 10 is one of the best seasons so far. I actually really enjoyed it. Okay, Noctilla, the Death Owl. Design, I always do it on the front cover. So, it's a 7 because it's just a giant bird. I like the flames at the end of its wings, but there's a reference to Epos. I like that it's actually an owl, not a phoenix, so that's good. Design will also go towards the knight that was in it as well, which was the Silver Knight. So, wasn't really much there because it's just a typical knight. But I'm just going to say what colour knight was with which beast. So, yeah. Abilities is an 8. Tar on the wings, can fly, really agile, and the knight had an axe. And you know I count weapons as well. So there we are. The fight was a 7. A net was used. It was in a forest, so alright. I believe they tried to do a similar tactic to what they did to try and defeat Terra. But it didn't work. But a net managed to stop it though. So that's okay. The total is 22 out of 30. One of the best starts of a series for a while. Great scores all around. Moving on to Shamani, or Shamani. I'm going to say Shamani because I like it more. Shamani, the Raging Flame. Design is a 7, so pretty much the same as Stealth for design, apart from it's covered in fire. So it's alright. I like the orange eyes it has, and yeah, that's it really. Abilities is a 7. Obviously, can catch fire. Weapon is a flail for the Black Knight, which is unique. Because I never actually heard of that weapon before until I read this book. The fight was a 7. It involved Arxa, Noctilla Voltagus. Arxa wasn't really much use, apart from getting Tom a second shield after he lost the first one. Well, his one. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It took place on the mountains near a mine shaft, so that's alright. Total is 21 out of 30. Not as good as Noctilla, but still great regardless. Yeah, this actually is really good. This is actually one of the best scores I've seen so far. Next, we have Lustor, the Acid Dart. Design is an 8. It is one of the most unique designs I've seen. I'm aware it doesn't really look appealing to an intimidating beast, but this is my opinion, so I think I'm allowed to say what I like and what I don't like. Abilities is a 7. The Red Knight has a sword, and also I need to say, because this one I know is an ability, the Red Knight's armour is piping hot. So yeah, sword I believe is a flame sword, so similar to the one that Hiccup has in How to Train Your Dragon 2. For abilities for Lustor, can use his tongue as a little dart or a whip, whatever you want, and its throat sac can shoot out acid after being bulged up, kind of like a frog when he bulges out its neck, but unlike a frog, can shoot out acid from its throat. The fight is a 7 because Lustor was shown to be a rather clever beast. However, after it traps Alina, I think it should have gone for Tom instead of Alina first. Because Tom was able to move around, but Alina couldn't, so Alina was basically trapped. I get that she has a ranged weapon, But according to one of the chapters here, the arrows do nothing to it. So it involved Epos, which who saved Alina at the last possible second. So thank you, Epos. Extra points to you, along with all the other beasts for these books. Epos did get injured, but it's perfectly fine now. At least I hope so. I don't know, because I'll find out in Series 11. When it arrives in the mail, it's nearly here. So Series 12. Series 13? I don't know what that is. Yeah, so anyway, total for Lustor... Wait, did I say fight? Fight? Yep, and I liked that it involved a silver disc stop it. Shamani involved an amber claw, amber jewel, and it got defeated by a ton of bugs, insects, mosquitoes, and all that. Lustor just had a silver disc with a blade on the hit the throat sac, and it just like spewed out. I don't know how to describe it, but total is 22 out of 30. Design is good, abilities are unique, but the fight was okay with the sudden end, because one throw from a disc, dead, like completely dead. The others put up a fight after the weapon was used, but this one, no. Now we're moving on to Voltrex, the two-headed octopus. And I always wanted to see an octopus beast. Zephyr doesn't count because that's a squid. So I've been really excited to read this one when I actually learned what it was, along with Doomskull. This one I liked more than Doomskull though. I'll get to that when I get to Doomskull. Design is an 8. You don't see an octopus beast every day. Like, you don't see any kind of beast any day apart from a centaur, but and a phoenix. But I really did like this one a lot though. I like the thorns on its tentacles as well, along with the fact it has 2 pairs of eyes, 2 brains, 6 hearts, and 1 mouth. I'm not sure on the hearts, because I think it's a squid that has 3 hearts, but I'm actually not sure. I think it's an octopus that has 3 hearts as well. Abilities is a 7, the Blue Knight, because it matched with the water, just like the Red Knight matched with the volcano, or tar it was around. The Blue Knight wield a mace, which is a stick with a giant metal ball with spikes on it. Yeah, that's the best way I can actually describe it, because it is what I said. Abilities, it is agile, can crush rocks with its beak, and obviously tentacles can impale its victims with the thorns. The fight is a 9. I actually enjoyed this fight because I love my underwater battles. Sepron was at risk of dying, for crying out loud, because Sepron was useless in the fight, I'm sorry. But he saved Tom the first time. It was basically on a ship as well, when Tom was against the Blue Knight. The Gorgon Voyager that was originally lost at sea got destroyed when Tom was against Voltrex. A harpoon was used. I love my ranged weapons, so that's good. And that's how Voltrex got defeated. Not exactly a sudden end like Lustor, but still really good. That is it for Voltrex. Total is 24 out of 30. Best beast so far of this series. Fight was great and the design was unique. Moving on to Texan the Armoured Giant. Oh, God, what can I say about this one? Design is a 7. It is a giant armadillo. The White Knight had nothing really good about it. But abilities-wise, it's still a 7. Because Tecton not only has armoured plates like Bloodboar did, it can roll up into a ball and roll around there. So the White Knight wields a lance, and due to, I'm not going to say that's an ability, but due to whereabouts the White Knight was, it's virtually impossible to see since he was in the Icy Plains. So Nanook was used in that one. Nanook did nothing. So I still don't like Nanook. The fight was a 7 though. There wasn't much fight with Tom versus the White Knight because I was Taladin versus the White Knight. Taladin unfortunately lost and died. Tom got the golden armour. And for the fight, Tom was not himself. I get he was annoyed or angry with the fact that his father died. But I don't... But to be a proper hero, you need to learn to control your anger. So, yeah, the fight was a 7. Not... I do need to say, though, the fight for Tecton, not only that didn't really involve the Tom that we all know and love, it involved the Tom... No, actually, no, it didn't involve any Tom. It was really short. And that's, and as you probably might know, fight is one of the most important things I look for in a book. But since that fight was short, I'm afraid it's got a 7. So total is 21 out of 30. It's a bit disappointing compared to others, but still great. The weapon I believe was used was an ice pick. Now moving on to the final book of Series 10, Doomskull, the King of Fear. Design is a 9. It's literally known as the King of Fear. I look for intimidation designs as well. I really do like it. I'm not sure what else I could say about it, apart from I like that it seems to be made of stone, which it is. But from first glance, when it's just like a tiny little corner in the book, just advertising that beast, you're like, is that stone or is that something else? I like the chains around its paws as well as the fire on top of its skull-like head. Abilities is a 7. The Gold Knight has daggers as its weapon. What else does this ability have? Sharp claws for stone, so no surprise there. Tail can be used as a whip, as well as fangs are deadly sharp, as we actually learnt in this one. I'm pretty sure all of these beasts' mouths are sharp, or dangerous. But this one is actually shown to be sharp due to the weapon being in Storm's saddlebag, but Storm wasn't around for this fight. So Tom used one of Doomskull's fangs to defeat Doomskull. The fight was a 7 for one clear reason. For something I've been looking forward to the most. One that could have been the finale book of the season when no one would be disappointed by. The fight was short. I had to give it a 7 though, because I've been anticipating this book so much. Don't get me wrong, inside the fight was in the cornfield, which was only used only once before, being Muro the rat monster. But other than that, it's still okay. It's really bits of disappointment though. Total is 23 out of 30. It's a great design, but the fight was anticlimactic. Abilities were okay though. And Malvan is dead! Yay! From what I heard from Lucas Green, which shout out by the way, I keep on forgetting to do this. Apparently Malvan is dead and is not coming back, because he's been telling me that Malvan hasn't returned yet. So I hope he returns, because I actually liked him. So starting to like him. Clever plans. Just ignore series 7. Yeah, ignore series 7. Yeah, ignore series 7. That's probably the worst plan he had. Series 3? No. He did have a bad plan. I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, time to get on to the totals now. For designs, 46 out of 60. Abilities, 43 out of 60. Fights, 44 out of 60. The total was 133 out of 180. Great series, all with their setbacks, but it was really cool. Doomskull, I'm still really disappointed in that. Now we're going to need to get on to my own personal rankings now, which is probably the one where I'm actually allowed to express my opinion. Last place, and my least favourite book of this series, is Shamani, The Raging Flame. Out of all these books, if I was told to name all of them, I probably would forget Shamani. Because it just seems like it's too much like Stealth. And Stealth is a lot better. I'm not sure what else I could say about Shamani apart from I like that's covered in fire, but so is Hellion. It's basically based on a panther or a cheetah, which Stealth got the panther part, but I think it looks more like a panther than it is a cheetah. Next we have Texan, the Armored Giant. Not because Saladin died, apart from the fact it is a giant animal. A giant armadillo, which I admit is unique. But unfortunately the fight was very short and anticlimactic, hence why it's not really any higher on this list. Next we have Noctilla the Death Owl. Like I said, I don't like these giant animals unless they had something unique onto them. Tar on their wings is unique, but then overall the story is not as good as the other three that I have here. It is a starter book. I like that Malvo was still stuck in the eternal flame, but that's pretty much it. I like that it introduced all the other beasts. It gave a really poor description of Lustor in this book, but at the end of the day, I still like the starter book. Next we have Doomskull, the King of Fear. Doomskull, I've been looking forward to this book for so long, just to be disappointed. Because I've been saying so many times off camera, I'm looking forward to do a beast review on Doomskull. I really want to do this beast review on Doomskull. Reads the book, I don't want to do it anymore. Don't worry, hopefully luckily we got two other books which are a lot better. The fight was anticlimactic, like I said. However, the design is probably the best of the season. So that's a plus. That's a plus. Next we have Lustor the Acid Dart. I like that Lustor looks like a really stupid beast, but it's actually a really clever beast. Probably needs to rethink his strategy instead of go for Tom first and not Alina. But yeah, other than that, it's still really good, pretty good. Okay, but what else can I say about Lustor without annoying you fans who is probably annoyed that I put Doomskull before Lustor? But I think the one thing that's lacking in Lustor is probably common sense. Going for the person that can't move instead of the person that can move. So, yeah. And the sudden end to that fight, that did not bring it up. Why did I say it's one of the best books? I'm being negative about every book so far. Apart from this one. Vultrex, the two-headed octopus. Yes, I know it's a giant animal. But like I said, it has some unique features to it. 2 heads. Yes, Vipero has 2 heads. Trillion has 3 heads. Naga has 6. But none of those beasts has thorns on their limbs. I know another beast probably has thorns in their limbs or something. But this one actually uses 2 unique concepts we rarely see in other books and puts it together with a sea beast to try and kill Sephiron, which was brilliant. That, and I loved it was an octopus, because imagine it being something like, I don't know, well, I can't think of one. Imagine it being something else, like a giant lobster. A giant lobster, that won't be good, because how can you put 2 heads on the giant lobster? You can do a scissor approach from Pokemon, and have 1 head as the proper head of the lobster, and have similar to Hydreigon as well, have the pincers be the other head, or just have eyes at least. But yeah, Vultrex is actually my favourite book of this series. I don't care if you disagree. I'm not changing my mind on this one. Doomskull was disappointing, and I wanted to like it. Lustor, I had low expectations for, but I actually really liked it. Noctilla, I was looking forward to. Unfortunately, it's a starter book, and the others I liked a lot more. Texan and Shamani. Their design didn't really catch my attention, unlike the others. It never really wowed me. And the fights were disappointing. Yeah, but some of you do get confused from this season, like which colour knight goes to which beast. I told you, Noctilla, silver, Shamani, black, Lustor, red, Vultrex, blue, Tecton Silver and Doom Skull Gold. I remember them because I remember the colours because that's actually the names of the first 3 Pokemon games: Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal. No, what? Red, Blue, Gold, Silver, Black and White. No, Black and White's Gen 5. But yeah, I need to think what I say before I say it. Anyway, that is all for this time. If you liked what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, hit the little notification bell down in the corner below. I hope it's this corner anyway. And I'll see you, I don't know when, but tomorrow, don't know when, with a top 10 beasts so far. It'll be my least favourite, then my favourite, because everyone loves the favourites last, because it might be a better video. So I'm going to do my top 10 least favourite beasts another time. I'm going to be recording it tomorrow. Probably not uploading it tomorrow. But yeah, anyway. Peace out.